As I said, my today's topic is the Himalayan mountain or the North and Northeastern mountains of India. For getting the exact details of this video, all of you can check out my previous video. To understand the concept of Himalaya and its formation process, the concept of plates is very much important. So, without any vestige of time, let's come to the topic. Consider this whole circle as our earth. Now, this is our earth surface and this is the center. If we cut a cross section like this, then we will easily get this kind of earth's interior structure. Now, what we have here, we have three important layers. First one, the topmost layer is known as crust, the middle one is mantle, and the deepest one is known as core. What is crust? Crust is mainly known as earth surface, the surface where we all are living in right now. So it mainly contains different kinds of soil particles, different land features, different ocean bodies, this all things. So what is the thickness of this crust? From 0, that means ground surface, up to 70 to 100 kilometer approximately inside. That is the main thickness of the crust region. This crust region is very much important for all living beings. Okay. Now, after this crust, we have lithosphere. What is the meaning of this lithosphere? Lithosphere simply means, litho means rock and sphere means region. So the area or region which is mainly related with rocks, rock slabs or lithospheric slabs. So this crust and lithosphere, both this layer are in solid state. And this lithospheric layer starts from 100 kilometer and ends in 250 kilometer. This lithosphere mainly denotes the lower part of our crust and the upper solid part of our mantle. After this lithosphere, we have another layer that is in semi-molten state known as asthenosphere. Why those are in semi-molten state? Because you can see here from the ground surface the depth is continuously increasing, and for this the heat and pressure also start to increase. For this increasing heat and pressure, the particles are in semi-molten state. Now what is the meaning of semi-molten? When some particles are not totally solid or not totally liquid, it is in middle state, that is known as semi-molten. Okay. Now, those semi-molten particles of asthenosphere are mainly known as magma. During different kinds of volcanic eruptions, those magmas are coming out and form different kinds of landforms over our earth crust. I have already mentioned that this lithosphere layer, we have this lithosphere layer over the layer asthenosphere, and this lithosphere contains different kinds of lithospheric slabs or rock slabs. These lithospheric slabs mainly known as plates. So what is the location of those plates? Over the layer asthenosphere. Now we have two important plates. First, continental plates. Second, oceanic plates. Continental plates means the plates which are mainly responsible for the formation of different kinds of continents. For example, North American plates, South American plates, Australian plates, Eurasian plates, those all are continental plates. Now, second one, we have oceanic plates. The plates simply are responsible for the formation of different ocean surface. Here you can see that is known as oceanic plates. For example, we have Pacific plates, we have Atlantic plates, etc. Now question arises, why those plates are important for the formation of Himalayan mountain? For those plates we have three distinct plate boundaries. First, convergent boundaries. Along this kind of boundaries, two separate plates are moving towards each other and form different kinds of fold mountains. For example, we have our Himalayas as a fold mountain. So this is the convergent boundary. Now take a simple example here. Keep your both hands on the edge of the sheet and start pushing towards each other. What will happen after some time? The middle part of this sheet rising upward and make a fold-like structure. Now relate this simple example with the plates. When two separate plates are moving towards each other, the middlemost sediment are started to rising up. Okay? When the height of this fold-like structure is more than 900 meters, then this kind of folded structure is simply known as mountainous region or fold mountains. In such a way, we have our Himalayas. Next, we have divergent boundaries. What is that? When two plates move from each other or move away from each other in opposite direction, that is divergent plate boundary. And what is transform plate boundary? When two plates move parallel with each other. Okay, this kind of plate boundary are simply known as transform boundaries. This transform boundary is not important for the formation of Himalaya. So those plate boundaries are mainly responsible for the formation of different kinds of landforms over our earth crust. Now question arises, why those plates are moving like this, isn't it? So here we have different plate movement forces. First we have mantle convection, then slab pull and ridge push. What are those? Just have a look. For getting the idea of mantle convection, all of you have to know that what is convection. Convection is a process or heat transfer process from warm region to cold region. Now take an example here. Take a saucepan with full of water. Now place it over your oven and heat it up. What will happen after some time? The heat passes from the oven into the pan and starts heating the water from the bottom. Then the hot water rises upward and the upper colder water moves down. And after some time, the whole water is warmed up eventually. This whole process creates a circular motion throughout the whole pan. Now relate this simple example with mantle convection. What we can see here, this is a convergent plate boundary. Here, two plates are moving towards each other and the heavy plate is going down. Here you can see it. So, as a upper surface that is remain in a cold state and as a lower part it is remain in a hot state. So, we have a temperature difference here. The upper part in its cold state and the lower part in its hot state. So, what will happen now? Now, the convection process will start. How? Just have a look. From this hotter surface, we have the upflow. And from this colder parts, we have this downflow. Now, a circular motion takes place. This is the process of convection. When this convection process is going inside the mantle, then this kind of process is mainly known as mantle convection. Now we have slab pull. What is that? Along this convergent boundary, we have two plates moving towards each other. The heavy plate is going down. Now, this submerged part create a particular force and start to pull the rest of the slab or lithospheric plates inside. So, this is a force to pulling the slab inside. This is simply known as slab pull. Now we have the next process, that is ridge push. Along this divergent plate boundary, we have two different plates moving away from each other. Then the magma, which is situated in this asthenosphere layer, rises upward and create a force to form a elevated land, which is mainly known as ridge. So this is mainly a pushing force which is mainly responsible for the formation of any kind of elevated land like ridge. This process is simply known as ridge push. So these three important forces, mantle convection, slab pull and ridge push, are mainly responsible factor for the movement of those plates. We have already discussed the formation process of Himalayas, right? Now just have a look. Due to the convergence of Indian and Eurasian plate, the sedimentary rocks settled in the large Tethys depression were folded to form the Himalayas. Just have a look in this map. Here we have India as an Indian plate and in the north we have Eurasian, Europe and Asia together as a Eurasian plate. When these two plates are moving towards each other, make a convergent plate boundary, and here we have a depression known as Tethys Depression. The sedimentary rocks settled in the large Tethys Depression were folded to form this kind of folded structure like Himalaya. Just have a look in this picture. Here we have asthenosphere. Over this asthenosphere we have lithosphere and crust. And here we have the floating plates. We already discussed all this thing. Now we have Indian plates and Eurasian plates. When these two plates are converged with each other and moving towards each other, then this kind of folded mountains like Himalayas are formed. Now what are the rock types of this Himalaya? Mainly we can find different kinds of sedimentary and metamorphic rocks here. Now state-wise location. We have Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh and some parts of Assam and West Bengal.